A new meditation and mindfulness initiative is really taking shape and expanding here in St. Louis. And this is all thanks to a partnership with RestSmart and People's Health Center. And here to tell us all about it is Rocco Pink. Rocco, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me again.
Of course.
Yeah, it's good to see you.
We, of course, met at actually one of the People's Center's events, weirdly enough. And then you came on Today in St. Louis Weekend Edition to talk about just a singular meditation workshop you guys were hosting. But since then, which we did that interview in September, things have actually expanded. So talk about what you've been able to do.
Yeah, so it went really well, the one we talked about. And at that same resource fair, I met another person, Jim Thomas, who runs the South Broadway location of People's. And he was expressing to me his interest in me doing something there because they really needed it. He said that on their website, there's a place for community members to leave comments about what they need most for resources. And he says by far, mental health, mindfulness was the top thing people asked for.
Wow.
So I was really excited to meet him and that he was open to starting this program. So it's turned into a weekly thing, and it's like a drop-in space for people from the community. Anybody can come. It's open to everyone, and it's an hour session, and we just talk about mindfulness.
I was going to say, we want people to go to a class, so we're not going to give everything away.
Right.
But if someone comes to this workshop, it's an hour long, talk about things you go through or y'all do during it.
Okay, so we start out, I always start out my sessions reading an article that I've written. I write for a magazine called Viva Glam Magazine. I do a wellness column. Mm-hmm. And my articles are all about giving people, tips on mindful living. So I find that it helps the people who are in my classes to relax a little bit. I read them the article. It gives you something to think about, while you're meditating. And it also opens your mind to asking questions and stuff and leads into, meditation and mindfulness tips.
Yeah.
So we do that, and then I talk about mindfulness. We have an open discussion. People usually bring up things that they're dealing with. I give them little tips that they can do to manage stress, and then we go into a meditation.
And you said that this all stemmed from, this was a need in the community, specifically related to the tornado, correct?
Yes, yeah.
So this kind of stemmed from people that were impacted by the May 16th tornado needing this. What have you been able to see with people that were hit by that, which is such an emotional and mentally taxing thing, what they've been able to get out of these workshops?
Well, I've heard from many people that have joined, and they just say that, it's giving them peace in the moment.
Yeah.
And they're learning how to, that even in chaos, even in crisis, we can find peace within ourselves, which is so important, It's like, it's so horrible what some of these people are still going through all of this time after. And there's still people who are homeless, who, are still living in hotels. So it's a big thing, and there's a lot going on in the world besides too. So anytime we can find peace and control something within ourselves, it's helpful.
And that goes into my next question of why this is so important. It doesn't matter if you were impacted by that May 16th tornado. Why is mindfulness, why is giving yourself a chance to really, be present and be in the moment really vital for mental health?
That's perfect what you just said.
Oh, could I do your job? No, I'm kidding.
Absolutely. Because I was just going to say, it sounds so simple and everything, but being in the present moment is huge. And we're usually, as humans, not living in the present moment. We're thinking about things from the past. We're thinking about what we need to do in the future. But in truth, everything's happening right here, right now, in this moment. So if we can be in the present moment, we can find peace. We can find that we have control over how we're showing up in the world, how our emotions are, and the present moment's huge. It sounds so simple, but
well, especially with social media.
Yes.
I think it makes it even harder to live in the present. You can even go to functions, like concerts or whatever, and everyone just has their phone out. They're not in the present at all. So as we wrap this up, let us know again the time, location, details of this workshop so people can come check it out.
People's Community Action Corporation on South Broadway, and it's every Thursday at 10 a.m., 10 to 11. It's a great space to come and just chill and find community and
And y'all,
find some
just listen to
mindfulness.
his voice. You're just so relaxing as it is. I could listen to you talk all day. Thank you so much, Rocco. Thank you for what
Thank
you're
you.
doing. This is really important for our community.
Thank you
So
so
good to
much.
see you again.
You too.
We appreciate it.
Yes.